What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Eddie Knight. Welcome back to Nerdy Before It Was Cool, where we nerd out about TV and film, especially ones that have to do with comic book characters, man. So the past couple of years has been really messy for WB. It's been a lot of rumors about what the future of the DCEU is and is going to be, as well as far as the past DCEU films. What is now canon for the DCEU? We're going to talk about this quote-unquote new timeline rumors, as well as talk about the set photo for Batgirl. We finally got to see her bat suit. We're going to get into that. So basically, life as a DC fan is kind of sitting around listening to rumors, wondering which ones are real and which ones are false. So about a week or so ago, there was rumors of this new timeline that was going to happen. We've seen all these set photos about Supergirl and Batgirl. Basically, the official rumor was that all of the previous Snyderverse films were going to be erased. And pretty much the new DCEU timeline was mentioned to be Wonder Woman 1984, then adding the two Keaton Batman's films from 89 and 92, erasing Justice League and BVS, and pretty much all instances of Batfleck. And then for the most part, every DCEU movie you saw after that would be technically canon. Pretty much it looked like they were trying to erase the Snyderverse, especially Batfleck, out of existence, but they were keeping Man of Steel, which honestly made no sense to me. And that's the main reason I didn't make a video about it. It just didn't seem realistic to me that they were erasing Batfleck, especially if they were having him with this new Flash movie. But some Batgirl photos have been released, and one of them showed a newspaper talking about Lex Luthor, and not just any Lex Luthor, but the Lex Luthor from Batman vs Superman. But the question is Zack Snyder's Justice League still considered canon? BVS is obviously going to be still considered canon if they're using the same Lex Luthor and talking about events that happen in that film. Also, other films that are still guaranteed to be in the DCEU timeline, like Shazam, reference BVS and they reference Batman and Superman. So if they erase BVS, the timeline will be officially broken. It sounds like to me Justice League would still have to be canon if we're getting a Flash movie. And more specifically, it sounds like it would have to be Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because in the original theatrical cut of Justice League, the Flash was a pretty novice hero. He hasn't done much in that film.
You guys seem ready to do battle and stuff, but full transparency, I've never done battle. I've just pushed some people and run away.
In the Snyder Cut film, he was experienced, and it was highly hinted at that he has ran fast enough to break the time barrier before. So now that things are finally starting to get cleared up and we're actually getting at least a little bit of insight on what is actually still canon in the DCU, I'm happy to see that Man of Steel is still canon, because that means that we still have a possibility to see Henry Cavill's Superman in the future, whether it be in cameos or an actual Man of Steel 2. And if Man of Steel is canon, it only makes sense for BVS to be canon as well, because no matter which version of Justice League they use, the events of BVS spiral us into the events of Justice League. But as of right now, I wouldn't be worried about all of these rumors saying that all of those previous Snyderverse films are erased. But I guess we're stuck to wait and see until this Flash 2022 film comes out. Let me know what you guys think about all of that mess down in the comments. And briefly getting to Batgirl, the new set photos have released. We just talked about the newspaper confirming that the Lex Luthor from BVS is referenced in that film, and a small reference to the Graysons being a thing in this new timeline. Pretty much confirming that we're going to get a Robin in the Batgirl movie. Now I gotta say, this makes me more excited to see this film. I do not want to see a Batgirl film if there's no Robin. That makes absolutely no sense. The first concept art we saw for Batgirl, we saw Batgirl and then there was a bird in the back. Everybody thought that it was referencing Black Canary, but it looks like it was actually referencing Robin. Speaking of Black Canary, the same girl that plays Black Canary from the Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey film is confirmed to still be Black Canary for this, which means the Harley Quinn movie is still DCEU canon. Michael Keaton is going to be the Batman in this universe. So we can assume that that makes the Batman 89 and 92 films canon for the DCEU timeline now as well. And we got the first look at her suit. I mean, I feel like they could have did a little bit better with the lighting lighting and the setting and made the picture look a little more professional. His picture kind of just looks like somebody snapped it with their iPhone. Let's talk about this suit. So it is comic book accurate to some of the newer designs of Batgirl from the comics. This suit doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. It just looks a little cheap. The only way this will make sense for me in this is if she's just now starting out as Batgirl, and maybe later on in the film she gets a suit upgrade. Because if they're using any of the comics or her TV appearances as any of the inspiration for this version of Batgirl, Batgirl is pretty much just a Batman super fan. She's not in any way affiliated with Batman at first. She's just inspired by Batman, and she goes out to fight crime on her own until she eventually gets on Batman's radar. Her first suit is usually one that she makes her own in her room, like on a regular old sewing machine. But hey, maybe once we see this thing and they add some effects and color grading and things like that, maybe it'll look amazing. But anyways, guys, what do you think about these new Batgirl set photo leaks? Whether it be the mentions of the Graysons, the mentions of Lex Luthor, or just her Batgirl suit in general. Let me know down in the comments, man. It's your boy Eddie Knight, and this is Nerdy Before It Was Cool, where we nerd out about TV and film. And until next time, I'm out.